Good day, viewers. Welcome once again to your favorite program, our favorite program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi, and I have here with me in the studio today on The Conversation, Comrade Razak Kolade Olokoba, popularly called RKO. Comrade Olokoba, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good day.
This is your first time on the program. They say Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
Yes, like we all know, The Conversation is a topical issues program on matters happening within Nigeria and in the diaspora. And the two conversants on the program voice their opinion, or they air their opinion the way they see issues dispassionately. We don't owe allegiance to anybody but to our conscience. Top of the bill today, we want to look at the impeachment of the former Speaker of the Lagos State Assembly, Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa. Some time ago, early in the week, the rumor went around town until it was confirmed via news reportage, media reportage, that the former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mr. Obasa, had been impeached by unanimous vote of the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And from feelers out there, it was like it was long overdue. Even the constituency where it comes from, a lot of people were saying good riddance to bad rubbish, which goes a long way to tell a lot about how he presided over the affairs of the House of Assembly. And even the members of the House of Assembly, some members came into the public space when they were interviewed, and they uttered a lot of unsavory things about the former speaker. And one was like, wait a minute, was this man this dictatorial? And it was such that some persons even said the man assumed the role of a political godfather, an emperor in Lagos, that nobody mattered to him except himself. One recollects the conduct of the speaker during the 2025 budget presentation by Mr. Governor. For me, as a Lagosian, I was very, very disappointed, because that was an occasion about the future of the people of Lagos.
Yes.
For another...
And you see, from that point of view, you will look at what was going on in the mind of the party. Because the governor, it's a serious business, but it's also ceremonial.
Yes.
Budget presentation. You go with your party people, because it's a party document that the government has as a working tool.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
If you mess it up, you are not messing governor up, you are messing your party up.
Yes.
So,
it's even an assault on democracy, not even only the party.
Yes.
Because the budget is about the people.
So a lot of people want to limit it, that it's the governor that is angry. I said, the governor is not angry with him. Governor has done it and has gone back home. It's left to the party and Nigerians to know that this is not the best way to treat our budget. You see, when you remove this kind of respect for our budget, it is going to impact on it. Look at what Saraki did to our budget. He removed a land chunk, and it was sinking all over the country. And that's why it took a long time for us to complete Lagos Express. I mean, about projects all over the country.
Yes,
and for younger people who are just growing up, we have to educate them. If you want to come into politics, particularly if you're a parliamentarian, you are first among the equals. You can be a speaker today, you can become a floor member
tomorrow. Yes.
As you and I talk today, we have about 4 former prime ministers in the Parliament of Britain today. And they conduct their business as if nothing has happened.
Comrade Olokoba,
so prepare your mind
the former
towards that.
Senate president.
Yes, David Mark.
Ahmed Lawan.
Ahmed Lawan.
He was the Senate president between 2019 to 2023.
2023.
Today,
he's
a member of the floor.
Member.
But there's a new speaker, governor,
a new Senate
president, Godswill
Akpabio.
So a speakership is not a birthright.
Yeah,
it's a responsibility entrusted on you
and that's
by your members.
And that is why he needs to brace up and move on with his life, because the lessons of what has happened now.
But what about the allegations of financial impropriety?
No, moving
because
on.
They leveled a lot of.
Moving on doesn't mean that they should not answer. No. Moving on is that whoever that is encouraging him to come back and foment trouble don't like him, because from what you have said, that total loss of confidence from all stakeholders, the party people, his
Or
colleagues,
the ordinary Lagosian.
ordinary Lagosian. People were even asking that it shouldn't have happened in the first instance. That it shouldn't have become the speaker in the first instance. If you look at the attitude towards his colleagues, you remember the case between him and some members like Muyiwa Ajinwa and some other, you will begin to see that this man should not come back again if he loves himself. Then the budget presentation.
No, but he still represents a constituency now.
Yes, I mean, come back as a speaker.
Pardon?
I say me come back as a speaker again for the
that
third time.
will not happen. That cannot happen for now.
I said that, and I said it shouldn't have contested for that office again because first time, second time. In the second time, he had so many issues with his colleagues. And that should have been enough for him to say that, let me be a floor member or do some other things again. But he didn't do that. He had to, and I knew that it's going to come to this. So the conduct, that period, is a thing that the AP should not allow to happen again. In Miranda now, everybody should try to guide her. You should learn from the mistake of her because Lagos is central to Nigeria.
No, Lagos is mainly Nigeria now.
The oversight function of the Lagos Parliament is not supposed to be run like an opposition. Should be complementary.
Absolutely.
To what the executive is doing.
He's doing, absolutely.
For people who don't know, Parliament members are not supposed to be fighting executive.
At all. They should both work, in harmony for the good governance.
Particularly when the speaker and the governor is from the same party. It is the opposition that may have problem with the program of the government.
Even if the opposition have problem, the disagreement must be about the people.
Yes, about the people.
Yes.
About issues that has to do with governance.
Governance, absolutely.
Not political enmity.
At all, absolutely not.
Not impeachment process because someone is not from your political party.
No, absolutely not.
So a lot of things has come up on this matter. And that people felt that the leading democracy in Nigeria among the states is Lagos.
Absolutely. We are.
And I'm happy that it went seamlessly.
Yes.
So which is also a lesson.
A lesson,
that
yes.
It can happen, and if it happens, life must go on.
Life goes on.
You spoke about gender too, of course. This gender
yes,
has been given a golden opportunity. We don't want to start hearing any women saying that it's not
but,
good. The challenge is always coming from them.
You know, we have had in the Lagos State House of Assembly, we have had distinguished women. You want to talk about a Fumi Tejushu? Yes. You know how she distinguished herself before she didn't come back to that. So
yes.
I'm very optimistic that
Miranda will perform.
Honorable Miranda from Papa 1.
I share similar view as well because she has executive experience.
Yes.
She was an executive also. If she is going to preside now, she will understand the psychology of what is
being on the other side and being on the other
side. Yes. And that is helping the president at the moment.
Yes,
the president has been
because
the
of the Senate president.
He's also the president. So, and it reflected when he came into the parliament that day. It was our colleague.
It was an homecoming for him.
Yes, so it's not a president. And at the end of the day, issues were raised, but raised respectfully.
And raised within parliamentary processes.
Yeah, so you can see that it is good to have experience in numerous fields. So it's going to help our state, and our state should also help ourselves. But what we need to do now is to be able to guide them very well to ensure that that budget really comes to full. When you look at the budget, it was a nice one. So they should perform their oversight function in such a way that they are going to help negotiations and the executive.
But
we don't want you to turn into tool.
The impeachment of Honorable Obasa was one that a lot of people felt should have come earlier than now.
Yes.
Because there was a time we had this report or rumor that even as the speaker, he was equating himself to somebody who has that emperor status to, intervene in issues that were not within his jurisdiction. You talk about political dynamics in other local government. He was accused of, always interfering and wanting to impose. And people were like, in the past, we used to think this sort of arrogance in power was the exclusive reserve of the executive. This is the first time we are seeing such coming from the legislature. So you look at for example, we talked about the 2025 budget presentation. Do you know that a lot of persons who went to that house on that day were delayed for over 5 hours? And we all know the importance the people of Lagos attaches to budget presentation.
Of course.
Because it's like the life
wire of
the state for the next 5 years and for the next 1 year. And so everybody takes it very. But on that day, we saw a speaker coming to the assembly. Yeah, and he personalized that.
Political class.
He personalized that.
Political class in Nigeria, they always misinterpret governance with politics. You can't be playing politics with the budget of Nigeria. And that was the greatest error Saraki made at his own time. That you are not doing Buhari in if you are not taking the budget of Nigeria serious. It's the Nigerians you are decimating. So, and you know, as a conscious state politically, that was one of the major turning points that led to its fall in the mind of Nigerians, in the mind of Lagosians, that they were totally disappointed that how could the speaker do this to our budget? There were instances of other engagements he had with the governor. Yes. But that's if you have a problem with the governor. But why would you have a problem with your party person?
It's not even about the party. If you do that if you conduct yourself in an unparliamentary manner with regards to a budget presentation, it's like you are declaring war on the people of the state.
That is it.
Because the budget is not about the governor.
And it's
about the states.
I hope you have seen that. I don't know why I didn't learn that from Saraki, that of all this crime, the one that is unforgivable was the way he has handled the budget. So this actually is a major turn in the mind of people who felt that maybe he's doing this for. But when that budget issue happened, there was no reason for him to have done that. In fact, if you notice the arrival of a president at the parliament, they are expecting him to come in. It's as if there's no exercise that day. It's the only major issue that day. But for his own, you are still conducting other exercise. The exercise you are conducting has to do with the immediate of that budget. So it's deliberate. To many Nigerians, it is deliberate. And the point is trying to score now has backfired. To prove to him that this is my terrain too. And you must also kowtow to me. The governor has not kowtow to you. You have always dug.
You should be partners in progress. And you know, the new speaker, some persons have said, could it have been that former Speaker Obasa was trying to assert the independence of the legislature? And for me, as a Lagosian, I told anybody who cared to listen, the Lagos State House of Assembly is peopled by men and women of timber and caliber.
Yes.
We have medical doctors there. We have engineers. We have lawyers. We have people from all walks of life. We have communication experts in that house.
Since 1999.
So since 1999, even if you look at the speakership of the house alone, you know these are men and women.
Mamora was
Mamora was there. Ajemi Kuforiji was there. Joko Tola Pelumi was there. Now Obasa before Miranda.
If you follow what has happened since 1999 till date, many states have come to understudy the molded. Yes. Why will you come and understudy failure? Absolutely. It means they are successful.
Yes.
So the independence of judiciary is misunderstood to mean that it's misunderstood to mean that executive and judiciary, they must be fighting. They are not fighting. It's a rubber stamp. Yeah. And we keep educating them that it's a parliamentary system that you see people sharing equal portfolios. Parliament from other political parties will have a portfolio in government. This one was so when they argue over budgetary issues, it appears as if they are loggerhead. But because their view about education differs. Party A, who is not his party is not a member of the prime minister position, has his own understanding about what security should look like. So when they argue with the parliament, with the prime minister, they are defending their party's manifesto. Contrary to what we have under presidential, where the governor and the speaker can come from the same party. And if that is the case, why would they be fighting each other? In a program that they edited, they put together, why would they be fighting again? It doesn't make any sense.
In fact, the governor...
So if you didn't see parliament in Lagos fighting governors. It is not abnormal. In fact, it is the reason why Lagos is successful.
And in fact, Comrade Lokoba, the governor and the speaker or the house, if they are controlled by the governor's party as majority, one expects naturally that they must be on the same page, because the government will be executing the manifesto that the party sold to the electorate.
So, and that was what I was saying that time. That document the government was brought to the parliament, and it's not his personal document.
I thought it's not.
It's a program.
Yeah, that the party sold.
Yeah, to the people. So,
and so we are the roadmap to achieving
it's
that.
An insult to the party and to Lagosians, and it's not an insult to Mr. Governor in any way. If I were the governor, I would be angry, but he was calm, which shows a clear sign of what a leader should be. He was calm. Up to today, he didn't see it as an issue, but people who felt that it's an aberration and it's a bad president, we are the one reacting that why must this be so?
Absolutely, because the governor, by governmental structure, is the #1 citizen of the state. The deputy governor is the number 2. So you don't expect persons, because they occupy positions of authority, to now display absolute lack of respect to institutions. And that was exactly because anytime, that's why a lot of times when our people, when they insult presidents or governor, we tell them, look, you are insulting the office. You are not insulting. If you think you are insulting the man, by the time he goes, that insult still remains in that office, because the office of the president or the office of the governor does not belong to the occupier. It's just there in trust. That office belongs to the people. That office represents our values, our customs, our traditions.
Not having respect for the office of our leadership, governor, president. It's a primitive citizenship. If you are citizens and you obey the law of the land, you must also give equal respect to the president or the governor of the state.
Yes, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we want to call it a wrap. We are going on a short break. We have discussed the issue of the impeachment of the former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. We are expecting that he will come back from his vacation in the U.S. To answer to those charges that the members have leveled against him, which fueled the reasons for his impeachment. The days ahead promises to be interesting. We want to go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please continue to watch the conversation coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.